welcome back. I'm Carrie and this is Keep It Simple DIY. Today I'm going to be making a pumpkin Thai curry. It is definitely pumpkin season. I make Thai curries quite often, and this curry is actually going to be a yellow curry with pumpkin in it. It does call for some Thai basil, and if you remember from my garden videos, I did bring the Thai basil inside, so we have some. I brought it over here because I didn't want to forget to add it. So I figured if it's over here, I can't forget, right? So I'm just going to dice up an onion and then get it sauteing in a little bit of oil. I'm going to use some just regular old canola vegetable, any low flavored oil, coconut oil. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of sesame oil. The recipe didn't call for that, but I do like to add sesame oil into my Thai curry recipes. We're using a yellow curry paste, and then we'll also be using up, the onion's a little strong. We're going to be using up quite a bit of the carrots that I didn't want to can because they were too small of pieces. Behind me I do have the canner going. I'm canning the carrots from the garden. That'll be in a different video. And oh, this onion is very strong. I'm debating if I'm going to use the whole onion or just half the onion. Usually I would double the recipe, but in this case I'm not going to. I'm not quite sure how we're going to like the pumpkin flavor. Well, I guess we'll do the whole thing while crying. I'm going to throw these on just on a lower-ish heat so I can cut the carrots and have these sauteing at the same time. This recipe calls for 2 cups of diced carrots, and I don't know if I'm actually going to measure them or if I'm just going to wing it. When I diced all of the carrots for canning, I actually used this chopper thing where you just like slam your hand on it and it cuts them, and that worked out really well. I don't have that many to cut today, and so I think we'll be fine just doing this. That one's too wiggly. You know, maybe I will want to get a measuring cup out just so I can get these out of the way. I am going to use my pressure cooker to make this rice. I'm going to just put 2 cups of rice in the pressure cooker, rinse the rice off, and then put 2 cups of water to the rinsed rice, and then we're just going to hit the rice button on the cooker. Since my carrots are raw, I'm going to throw them in with the onions and let them have a little bit extra time to cook. Veggies have had just a couple of minutes to kind of get a head start. I am going to add in 1 pound of diced chicken thighs. I pre-dice these and froze them that way. I find that that's really helpful to have my chicken cut the way that I like to use it when I put it in the freezer. So if you haven't seen, I did get chicken on a really good deal, and so I will link that video down below for you. It was a screaming deal, so you'll definitely want to go watch. I'm going to add some salt and white pepper. And then I probably should have added a little earlier the ginger and garlic, but I'll add it now. While the chicken and veggies are cooking, I'm going to cut up the herbs. So it said that we should use either cilantro or Thai basil or both, so I'm going to use some frozen cilantro. I'll just save the other part of that. And then some of our fresh Thai basil. The cilantro unfortunately isn't fresh anymore, but this is from the garden. And I'm just gonna sneak. I'm gonna rinse these off. This Thai basil almost has like a licorice scent to it. It's interesting. I'm a fan of licorice, so it's a good scent to me, but if you aren't a fan of licorice, you might not like this kind of basil. The chicken is almost all the way cooked through. I am going to add the broccoli. I kind of defrosted it. It's a little bit frozen still. At this point, I'm also going to add a little bit of fish sauce. This is optional, but to me, I think it's not optional. And then we're going to add a little bit of lime juice. And then a couple tablespoons of yellow curry paste. I'm going to try not to overdo it. A lot of times I overdo it and make things too spicy. Here's where this recipe differs from other recipes I've made. At this point, we're adding in a can of pumpkin as well. And the last thing is a can of coconut milk. You won't use that really small spatula to mix. I do have the herbs. I will put them on a little bit later. I don't want them to be cooking in the whole time. I'm going to give this a good mix, and then we'll let it simmer for quite a while so all the flavors become one. I'm also not used to cooking back here other than when I'm cooking on all sides. I usually like that front right burner, but I have my canner over there and the canner doesn't really fit back here. Okay, I'm going to get this up to a boil and then I will reduce it to simmer for a little while. We've been simmering for a while. I'm going to put these herbs in. And I did a little taste test and I need a few additional things. So I'm adding a little bit more salt, a little bit more fish sauce, and a little bit more lime juice. The cilantro is definitely a good add. Okay, I think at this point we just need to simmer for a few more minutes, let all those flavors really come together, and then we'll dish it up. Okay, I am going to dish up some of the curry. We'll give it a try all together. Give it a good mix first. Let's actually... All right, let's give it a try. It's hot. I'm just gonna take a small bite since it's super hot. Yep, that's good. It's more on the mild side than I typically would make curries, probably because of how much curry paste I added. But I like it. This will be good for lunch. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'd love to see you here. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.